Hey, Nicholas.
Yes, babe?
I think I'm ready. You know, to have sex.
I figured you'd say that, so I came prepared.
You brought a condom?
No, silly.
Nick. Kinda kinky.
I rigged this room with explosives. Premarital sex is a sin. Have fun rotting in hell, Beth.
Nick! Nick! No! Wait! Nick, please! No!
I think I'm still good looking. Yeah. Want to test it out?
Yeah, we should test it out.
Want to see it?
We should. That'd be great.
Start the OnlyFans account.
That's what I'm saying though. But I know who I'd cater to. But I think I'm still.
Okay,
I think I still under these clothes.
Who you catering to?
That's what I'm saying. I think he
I
would.
think I have a market for somebody, right?
Who's your?
Tell the
yeah,
truth, Carlos.
no, yeah.
I think
I
there's a
told
market
you.
there for me.
I told you
Who's your
you would.
niche group? Like who
That's
goes
the
out
thing.
looking for husky woobsy?
I think
There's a fan fluffy
I think there would
audience.
be, both sides would be looking for a Woobs. I mean, $25K, and how long did it take her to make that?
The real question is, if he
She
did,
was-
if he did have an OnlyFans, would you subscribe to support him?
No, that's not it. That's not George's thing, though. You do my taxes for it,
Yeah,
right?
that's how I'll be supportive in that sense.
Yeah, George isn't like that's not his thing. That's not your thing. I'm not your thing.
I would support you
You would like what?
for at least a few months.
Like what?
I
you
would
go on
subscribe.
there-
I would
how
subscribe.
How does an OnlyFans work? Like you go on there, you're watching something, or are you interacting?
You're subscribing.
You're
You're
subscribing?
paying money to pay to watch you undress in front of people. Are you
But-
not familiar?
Is that like interaction though? Is there like typing?
Sometimes you can.
I
Like
guess you
they'll
could
they'll
chat, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
you
like
could
a
chat.
I mean, I don't
type of
know.
feature.
But I'm not gonna engage with you. I'm just saying, hey, I'm here to support my friend. He took a big risk here. He's represent like I would even say if you would like when you're posing to keep your face on there, but don't use your face. Just put our logo on your face.
Like every time.
Oh,
Like
every
every
there you. That's your job then.
Yeah.
I'd say, hey,
Super.
hey,
But I don't want to be editing those photos. I don't want to have to edit those.
I'm like, here's the original.
So just to clarify, you wouldn't subscribe to his OnlyFans?
I
account?
would. I just wouldn't.
You
I
just
would-
assist in some way.
No, I would subscribe. I said I would support.
He's
If
not
you were
gonna look
charging
through
me,
the pictures.
yeah, I'm not gonna look through the photos. I'd rather not edit the photos. I'd rather
Oh,
I'd
only-
rather send you the logo for someone else to put it on your face. You know, but other than that, I would.
I mean, there'd be a certain amount of trust there. So I would send you the original and say, handle this, because if I send it to somebody else, it could go somewhere else, right?
so,
Think about it.
so I gotta get like full fledged. I gotta see you in your birthday, Woobs.
I mean, you'd have to learn to appreciate me,
Yeah,
pretty much,
it's gonna be a tough job to appreciate, but
bitch.
I feel like you're really hairy. Are you really
Yeah.
hairy? You got like hairy back and chest.
like if you were a
Well,
character,
I mean,
you'd be.
I mean, we're around the same age. I mean, aren't you? Oh, you're not. You're not.
I'm not hairy.
Yeah, you're not. How about you, Carlos? Oh, you're a little hairy.
A little bit,
Yeah,
but not,
obviously.
but like yeah, I mean you're
Yeah, you look like you're hairy as fuck.
You're very
Like if I walk, like if you
Earthy.
see me walking in the mall, and you're like, that guy looks fucking hairy. Is that the impression I give?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like you look
Yeah?
like you have hair on your back.
Ooh,
Yeah.
shit.
Do you have hair on your back?
A little,
A little?
a little.
I feel like it's more than a little.
No, it's a little.
I don't
It's a
know.
little. It's not a lot. It's a little.
Maybe we'll just have to subscribe to his OnlyFans.
Yeah,
Find
well,
out.
only OnlyFans will tell.
Maybe you'd have to prep me for my OnlyFans. I mean,
Like a wax, like a
like
full body wax,
waxing, like a manscaping.
a silky Woobs, a silky Woobs.
Brand new Woobs.
Jeez.
Hey man, if
25K, bro. Like, and how long did it take for her to make that?
She was on it, I think, 4 months.
Bro.
so a full 12, 75.
She wasn't good looking. Okay, by the way, for anybody wondering, I'm an accountant, right? This is like a hobby for us, but my day job, I'm an accountant. And I had a client come in who was my very first OnlyFans client. And I'm not going to obviously name anybody, but she wasn't very good looking, all right? I'm just throwing it out there. That's my own personal opinion, right? But $25,000
How much did
proved
she get
otherwise.
taxed?
That other people think she's very good looking.
How
I
much
guess.
did she get taxed off that?
I think we put in some expenses. I don't know. I didn't put it to memory, but she had a dependent, so I don't think she paid anything
Wow.
because she got some credits and stuff.
That's interesting, man. 25K.
Yeah, 25,000, 4 months of work
What is it like?
of hard, back-breaking labor.
Once a week, maybe?
I don't know.
No. Like,
No.
see how you have to go on there a couple
I don't think
I know some-
I don't think you have to do it live, right? Or
I know
like,
somebody else who has an OnlyFans.
Is it, I think it. That's what I think. I think it.
I don't know
it
how
could
many-
be live or it could be pre-recorded.
Okay.
Because I think if it's live, maybe you have interaction. Like, hey,
You could do all of it. Like you could have a session where it's like, hey, I'm gonna go live this day. Be sure to check me out if you're already subscribing. You have messages where you can send to people, and it's just not for nudes. OnlyFans has a bunch of other shit out there other than nudes. It's just known
Right.
for nudes.
nudes.
Right.
That's what everybody, it's a subscription
'Cause I
service for
remember-
everything.
You could have a OnlyFans for like gaming, right? Like your
Gaming, workout, motivational speeches, but none of that really catches the eye. I mean, like a full-fledged
sex
nude.
sells.
Yeah, it's just, But I know somebody who has an OnlyFans. I won't name them personally, but they, yeah.
How much do you think they make?
I wouldn't assume much. Maybe I mean,
You'd be surprised. I'm telling you.
yeah,
I'm telling you.
Yeah, that's true. Because some of these things that I've seen that were circulated around, pretty raunchy.
of that person.
Of that person,
Raunchy.
raunchy. Yeah.
How about that?
So
Give us the juice, the tea.
I'm classy.
I won't do it.
I'm classy.
You're classy. You do.
You're
it
gonna
nice.
put a SOS podcast logo right there by the crotch.
It's like softcore.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Well, welcome to the show, everybody.
Welcome.
You got tied into an off camera conversation, but I am one of your hosts, the Vanilla Gorilla. We have to my left here the unicorn in human form, and then we have to my right Woobs, or AKA what?
Woobs if you're nasty.
Woobie if you're nasty.
Woobie.
And then working all the technical equipment behind the scenes here. We couldn't do it without him. We have Han Solo. So, going off that OnlyFans shit, that was pretty funny. William Defoe's penis. I feel like it's a good segue.
What's
It's a good
the
segue.
story on that? I mean, it's popped up a couple times as penis, but I mean, what are they saying?
He has a
He's got an
monster.
OnlyFans out there.
a green
Monster
dot
dong.
one. Yeah.
What?
It's got a monster dong.
They
So-
need to actually. They had a penis double for a movie he was doing to actually reduce the size because he was just so
Yeah.
endowed.
So the story is, I forgot what movie it was. It's
fucking
some
Spider-Man 3.
Green Goblin.
Spider-Man 3.
Green Goblin.
It was so he was supposed to film
3
a
inches
nude-
around.
Yeah.
He was supposed to film a nude scene, and when it was time for him to drop trowel, I guess this is the story. Like somebody, I guess, told the story, said that everybody got silent and just were in disbelief because he was apparently so well endowed that it looked awkward. People didn't know how to react to it, so they had to get a double in.
That's disgusting.
So that it doesn't look so crazy because his dick is so huge. Willem Dafoe.
Yeah. It was
Hello, Peter Parker.
It was a it was a spin-off, a porn spin-off of the Boondock Saints.
The Boondock Saints.
It was the Boner Dock Saints.
But imagine being hired, like you're looking for a job, Oh, you got to film this nude scene. Yeah. Okay, what does it entail? Oh, you just gotta be nude. You're filling in for Willem Dafoe, and the reason is because you're smaller. Like,
Yeah, he probably went into it like, oh, William Dafoe's got this small dick or whatever, and then he comes like, no,
no, it's the opposite.
that thing is way bigger than yours.
It's like,
Oh,
apparently he's got a monster dong.
That's sick. Disgusting.
Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
yeah, it was.
How old is William Defoe?
He's in his 60s,
60s. He
70s.
must have
He's got to
looked-
be in his 70s.
Yeah,
How old is Will?
He's late 60s, I think. Because
And
he
what
did
movie
film all
was
his
that?
like scenes, like his
stunt
work. Spider-Man, right? He did all his own stunt work.
He looks pretty good though.
Yeah.
Like, he looks like
like
well
Gollum.
kept. Like Gollum.
Like I just feel like naked he would look like Gollum, kind of.
Oh, you mean body wise?
Yeah, just like
not
he's
his
because he's
face-wise.
lean and like he's not like built.
He gets his yoga in.
Yeah, he gets his
Maybe.
yoga. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's like Gollum with good posture.
He is 66 years old.
66.
He's pretty young still.
Yeah,
I thought he was.
that's dope though. Yeah, he has a very old looking face, but he's looked the same since
Yes.
like, the early '90s.
Yeah, he really has.
He doesn't change. Yeah.
And what movie was that he needed a double? What was the name? Do you know the name of
You
it?
wanna look it up?
I
was
believe
some
it was Antichrist.
Antichrist. Yeah,
yeah.
it was some horror stuff.
Oh, it's a horror movie.
Well, It's called like
He
Antichrist.
had the dick of the devil. It was crazy,
He had a monster dong for sure.
Wow.
insane. All right, let's take a look at. Can we call it the first topic here? What we're gonna go through today?
This ain't huh?
It is going to be the Depp versus Heard.
Johnny,
yeah, we're
Johnny
gonna-
Deep.
Johnny.
So we're gonna segue into another one. So we went from OnlyFans to Defoe's penis to poop in the bed, or as Johnny would like to call it, a grumpy.
What? Amber Turd.
Did you see
Amber
that,
Turd,
that
yeah.
video of him like having a shit attack in the kitchen there? I mean, his house.
I feel like she might have had a breakdown, and he was so upset about it. That's because I'm just saying, like I may have experienced something close to this.
George has been there, done that.
Yeah. So he was acting as though she was going nuts, and then he was like so upset about it, and then she got calm, and then she
she
decides to tape it. But he was like, "Yeah, you want to see crazy? I could act crazy too." And he's like, "But he's just slamming doors like."
It looks like he's weak wristed. I mean, he's just like
Yeah, he wasn't really trying to break anything. I think he was just trying to make noise, you know? Like,
Yeah.
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 I was telling George earlier that I was shocked that he actually dresses like that in his house.
Yeah, he was in
He
his
had a
pirate-
fucking hat on with a
Pirates of the
feather and a
Caribbean
cap,
garb.
a feather in it, and all that.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't notice what he was wearing.
He
yeah,
looked
he
like
just-
super flat.
yeah. Like I would thought he would have looked a little bit more comfortable
Like
in his
normal,
own house,
maybe
like,
jogging pants.
jogging pants and a shirt. But
he
no,
was
he
literally
shirtless.
wearing that outfit with like one of those.
He's an eccentric dude. Because he even wears
Billy Ray
jewelry.
Vaughan.
Like he had jewelry.
Yeah, he has a lot of accessories.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was that whole trial though. It's got it, man.
And then
It's
she
super petty.
records him. She records him while her man's having the meltdown. Maybe. And she
That
turns
wasn't her man.
She like, well, they're married at that time, right?
Yeah, but I mean,
well, yeah.
that
but
wasn't
I
her
mean,
man.
and then she fucking starts recording him.
Yeah, that was I feel like that's a classic move right there. I think girls tend to do that. Like when they're in that position and they just they kind of have to have something against the other guy. You know.
she was smacking him, punching him, dropping deuces, having affairs.
She took a
James
shit on his
Franco,
bed.
right? That's what they're saying.
Supposedly.
Supposedly James
Like
Franco.
what a nightmare of a marriage.
I
Like,
mean,
it would.
she literally and figuratively was giving him a lot of shit.
Yeah. Give him a lot of grumpies.
From day one.
Is that what he calls him? Like, where's that from?
He said something in the trial that I heard.
He
where
called
he's
it a
like,
grumpy.
what I saw was human fecal matter, or grumpy, as I would call it,
Grumpy.
or as they say, or something like that. And I thought that was funny. It stood out to me.
That's funny.
She dropped a gumpy. A grumpy.
Grumpy,
She
yeah.
dropped a grumpy. In
I
my
think
bed.
that's what it was called. But nevertheless, he lost $650 million in potential revenue. I don't know what she gained from the actual divorce, but it's super petty. This whole thing looks like I don't know. Who would you rather be? Will Smith's position or in Johnny Depp's position?
Oh God. I mean, Will Smith is like. I mean, it's an embarrassing spot he's in, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just and then this girl, has like a talk show, the Red Table, all their businesses out there, and then she's with young dudes. I don't know. It's just all out there. Every time she does something, then she has a red table about it to justify it, right? And then Johnny Depp's over here. He's just, he's trying to sue this bitch. He's trying to get his money back, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he's trying to clear his name. He's trying to, right the wrongs that were happening.
Which I think once it's over, he clears his name, I think he'll be okay. On the other hand, Will Smith, I don't know, man. He's got a 10-year ban on him. And his girl still has the red table. So
I wouldn't want to be Will Smith.
Yeah.
I'd rather be Johnny Depp is handling.
All right,
it.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate here, though.
What are you
Go
gonna say?
ahead.
At minimum, with Will Smith, that slap, he could go out, even if he's banned and other studios won't work with him as a result of all this nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
At minimum, he could still turn around and create his own production company. He could still shoot films. He could work with, he's going to work with other studios at some point. Doesn't matter. And he's in the, at least at minimum, in the line of sight of who was defending his wife, right? And that slap, at least for Jada, generates revenue because of her red table talk. So people are going to tune in to see what she has to say at some point about it. So she's holding on to that one special episode to reference that, and then people are all going to come and flock, and then that's going to be more media, and that's
You
more
have to pay for
publicity
that because it's on Facebook, right?
I know, yeah, it is, but I don't know if you have to pay for it. But with Johnny,
They have an OnlyFans.
with Johnny, he was made to look like
Really?
they were both made to look small, but with Johnny, I think he looks a little bit worse because she's got photos of him with a big big tub of ice cream sitting on the couch, all wasted.
I mean,
She's recorded him. She's cut his finger off. All those things. Will's been demeaned a little bit, but he hasn't been abused.
yeah.
So you got to kind of look at it like you either be a cuck or you get your finger chopped off. Like that's kind of the way. And plus, Will's been getting it in too. He's been having his relationship. They just call him a cuck because they don't really look at his side of the
Yeah,
business.
he doesn't talk about it.
Right.
Which is,
He's not as open with his shit. So, but the reality of it is that he's been doing it. So, I think personally, I'd probably go Will Smith route, even though it's not the best route. But Johnny, I don't know, lost a lot of money, man.
Yeah, but Johnny, I feel like Johnny is very. He's more humble than Will, I think. Right? I think so. Yeah, I mean, accessorizes and all that, but but that's because that's his little style. But I feel like, Will has, he tries to keep up appearances more. I don't know how I would feel about living like that.
But Johnny's playing the victim card.
I mean, he was a victim.
Yeah.
He got his fucking finger chopped off.
Dude, that shit was crazy. Did you hear about that? Like how she threw the bottle and it hit his hand and it shattered. And when it shattered, it severed his finger, the tip of his finger. He was looking at the bone inside of his finger.
But then he also said he wrote on the wall what he felt with blood. Did you read that? Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know about
Yeah,
that.
yeah. There's photo evidence
Right?
of
Oh,
all
there
that.
is?
Yeah, that was all submitted as evidence.
I'm mad
But
at you.
apparently it was.
I'm gonna sue you, bitch.
I think he said something
did he
along the
say,
lines of
Hans?
I'll bring it up here in a sec, but I think he said something along the lines of good luck to Bob and Easy Amber.
Because he was mad about Billy Bob Thornton. He thought
or something like that.
Billy Bob Thornton and her were fooling around.
I think this guy was a little insecure about her being around all those dudes.
I think she was in the middle of filming a movie with Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah.
And so.
Yeah, Johnny.
But yeah, it was actually 2 bottles that she had tossed him. The second bottle is the one that caused the severed finger. So she didn't throw just one; she threw 2 bottles at him.
Yeah, he's been through the ringer, man. I feel like, you're right, Carlos. He was put through more, in that relationship.
But that's all out there,
It's out there because of her.
if you
videos and pictures.
Yeah.
and all
I
that.
wouldn't want to be either of them. Fuck it. Like
Yeah.
You gotta pick one.
I feel like I respect Johnny Depp more, a little more, because again, Will, for the sake of keeping appearances, he keeps his mouth shut about a lot of stuff, and Johnny Depp, it's like me. If I have an issue, I'm gonna voice it. I don't like staying quiet about stuff. I wouldn't be able to go through it like Will. I just talk. I'd do a blue table. And just fucking.
They do a pissed off table. I'm pissed off.
That's just too much to hold back. And then he's just trying to keep it together. He's got his fortune, and I know he doesn't want to lose any of it.
Yeah.
Hey, look, that's what it is. It says, if that's the blood, he did that with excellent writing. Like,
Yeah, that doesn't look like
that
it would
doesn't
be.
look legitimate to me. Does that say Satan on there?
So he apparently, after the blood clotted on his finger, he eventually dipped it in ink or paint, and then that's when he scrawled. That's when he started writing it all on the walls and everything. So in one picture, it just says something along the lines of like starring Billy Bob or London Field, starring Billy Bob and Easy Amber. And then in the there's another picture where he says be careful and what does it say?
Be careful at top.
Good luck and be careful at the top. Yes. So,
weird.
and that was submitted as
kind
evidence.
of more emotionally childish. It looks like.
Yeah, I feel like he's just. He grew up kind of. I mean, he was really young when he started getting really famous after Crybaby. Mm-hmm.
And that he looks like he's doing.
Yeah. It's a little much, all that writing and stuff. But he's an artsy guy.
He actually apparently his mother was abusive when he was younger. Not to him, I think it was actually more to his father. Like hitting him, almost the same shit that like he's accusing Amber Heard of doing. He said that his mother was doing the same thing to his father.
They say you tend to, go after girls that are kind
The
of
same as your mother?
Yeah.
He
I
did
mean,
also.
I
I mean, he
don't
did
know
also
how
say
real
say something along those lines about that he realized that he was dating his mother at some point. So
Yeah. That's fucked up. That is fucked up.
I don't like that thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a creepy thought. It's
Very
like
unpleasant thought.
like off-putting.
Yeah. No, thank you.
No, thank you, Johnny Depp.
Yeah, so we'll see. More to come with this. It's
ongoing.
This Hollywood bullshit, though, man. This is what it's come down to. It's just like one big fucking TMZ pay-per-view almost.
All right, I'm gonna say it. All right,
Say it.
I just think of Jada.
Oh,
and
scroll up a little bit.
And
on
I
that,
think of look at him.
Hans? Can they see this? Can the audience see what we're looking at here?
He looks a mess, Johnny. But you know what? I mean, that's depression right there. Like, if she used that in court, right, to kind of say, "Oh, look how he would get," but like that's just a testament to how the fuck what she would drive him to. I'd be fucking sitting there with peanut butter all over my pants too.
What kind of ice cream is that?
Right?
I think it might be peanut butter ice cream, but I don't know.
Butter pecan. Butter pecan is awesome. Anyway,
Does he have a headband on?
I think I mean he's accessories. He's got to be accessorized even when he's drunk.
He dresses like a pirate in real life.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Huh?
Yeah, he's got that like Billy Ray Vaughan kind of.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Right? So I think of Jada Pinkett, and I think of Amber Heard, and I can't help but have toxic femininity come to mind.
Just say it, man.
Toxic femininity.
Yeah,
I
say
said
with
it.
the fucking aggression. Don't.
Well, it's because people were just so fucking, like, oh my god, I hate you.
It's a counter argument. You're allowed.
Yeah. I'm saying my opinion, and I think that's toxic femininity. The way Jada acts, the way Amber. Did you see her trying to act in court when she was giving her testimony or whatever the fuck it was?
Yeah.
That was bullshit. You could tell that she wasn't genuine. She wasn't genuine.
No. She was a bad actress in her movies and in the courtroom.
And she's a bad actress.
Look at all
I
that
like.
pot that guy had, though.
Who's that? Johnny Depp.
Yeah,
There's nothing wrong with pot.
a lot of pot. It's nice.
Is smoking weed a sin?
Is smoking weed a sin? Well, if it is,
He's going to hell.
if
He's
it
going straight
is,
to hell.
That guy is, yeah.
Him
he's-
and Snoop Dogg and
Willie Nelson?
Willie Nelson.
Willie Nelson.
Wiz
Yeah,
Khalifa.
you know, it's funny because a relative posted something on social media.
A relative of yours?
I would, well, yeah, if it's a relative. Yeah, so she posted, it was 420 this past
Yeah.
week, right? And there was a post that she put out there and says, you know, or they, well, it's too late, she was right, she, that God's watching you if you're smoking pot, you know, and like that was a sin. And we have a friendly back and forth about it, but you
And
know,
then-
it causes a question, like it's a religious question, I guess. If you believe and you subscribe to the religious theory or to the religious faith of Christianity, you know, do you think you're committing a sin if you're smoking the devil's lettuce?
Let me ask you this:
The
Does this
devil's.
relative partake in drinking on occasion?
I would assume. Maybe not a whole lot.
Right. No. Whether is a lot or a little. What's the difference if you're altering your state of mind? In
I
one
was
way or
reading up
another?
on it, and I think the ultimately the question or the suggestion is never mentioned in the Bible, like marijuana specifically, or any type of opioid for that matter. Although wine and other things are brought up in that conversation. Oh, having malfunctions here. But nevertheless, you're not supposed to succumb to the power of. So like where some born again Christians put out there that, you know, they used to smoke pot and it was mind altering, whereas if you have one glass of wine, it's not mind altering or whatever. It's all bullshit, is my opinion. Like I
This
it's
is
hard
coming from a former altar boy too.
Yeah, I mean,
You know?
yeah. Nevertheless,
three
I've
former
seen
altar boys.
priests succumb to alcoholism. I think we saw. No, you weren't a part of that.
Did you ever see a priest
I
smoke?
mean,
I saw a priest
No,
smoke.
yeah.
before. Yeah, right. They smoke.
No, we
I
had
don't know
a
about
we had a
smoke, but
priest
I know what priest you're talking about. That
Charles.
Yeah, Father Charles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we had a priest back in the day who served the church.
Yeah.
And he was having a meltdown during one of his lectures or his lectures or whatever.
Homilies?
Yeah, homilies. And we would go in the back and he's sweating bullets because he wouldn't drink the wine. You had to
was
serve
going
him water only.
He was going through withdrawal.
Yeah, he was freaking out, and the whole church, the whole congregation was just looking at us, and we're just like, "What the fuck?" So we had to go back there and see what's going on. And he's fucking freaking out in the back.
I remember when I was serving him grape juice. Like they didn't give the wine. They gave me what is his name, Larry or Lazarus, whatever his name was.
Oh, Father Laz.
No,
Or
not
Leonard.
Father Laz. The guy who was like running the altar boys.
Leonard.
Yeah, Leonard.
Shout out to Leonard.
Yeah, shout out to Leonard.
He's probably dead by now.
Yeah, God rest his soul. He was cool.
But I remember him telling me to get the grape juice rather than the wine for Father Charles. So
Yeah, but he's going hard. He's going hard in the paint with the sauce. But nevertheless, to tie it back, man, like I genuinely, I know that they're very set in their ways, and they think, you know, there's a little bit of a high horseness to it. I think, like they think, you know, I personally kind of get the impression like they're sinners and we're not sinning over here or whatever. But yeah, what do you guys think? Is it a
sin?
Yeah.
I think anything in excess is a sin, and obviously,
What if it's medical?
Overeating is a sin, yeah.
What if it's
Gluttony.
medical? Like what if you need it's prescribed
Yeah,
to you,
see,
you need it?
that's-
That's not a sin.
that's not a sin.
The counter argument to that, or at least what I can anticipate it being, was that Jesus and God should be the only type of medication like that should substitute their for all that. But I don't subscribe to that. Like
Yeah,
I am part of that faith, but you know, not to make it about that. Maybe not as vehemently as they are, but yeah, I just think it was a silly kind of an argument. Nevertheless, I had a different kind of play for this story in my head, but now it just sounds totally ridiculous when we're talking about it out loud. So
No, it doesn't sound ridiculous because some people do think that it's wrong, and I don't. You know, I don't know. It's a matter of opinion, obviously, right? But
I kind of
what's
feel
wrong
like
about it?
I kind of feel like it's
It
a
came
matter
off
of
judgy.
just
If I'm being
right.
honest.
Exactly. I kind of feel like it's a
judgy.
matter of just upbringing. I mean, maybe
Yeah.
she was taught, or he or she was taught, or whatever, that that marijuana is just like the worst thing that could possibly happen. They probably watched Reefer Madness and thought they were going to go out and on a killing spree if they smoked like one joint or even just get a
I
contact
really
high.
think what I think it is though too is like when did marijuana become illegal? Yeah, it's legal now, and federally it's getting ready to be legalized.
Right. It's been.
But when did it
steps.
first become illegal? It's like right around the Prohibition time, right? Just shortly after that, like in the 20s
No,
or 30s.
around the time of the hippies.
Was it? I thought
Yeah,
it was before
in the
that.
60s. That's when
But-
it became really like illegal because they didn't want everybody talking about peace and love. They wanted wars and everything.
But
and
that my point is though with that is you wouldn't think that if you weren't already conditioned to believe that.
right.
That's
why it's like upbringing. How
Right.
Hans said.
Like the law says, because the law. There was another argument that they said when I was reading up on it is like, well, if you don't abide by the government's laws, then you're not really abiding by God's laws then either, because whatever that was written here was somehow connected to Big Guns Upstairs laws. And I didn't.
Yeah, that's
I didn't
very
think, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't,
It was outlawed in 1970 for any use,
okay.
including medical.
So yeah, to be honest, it was. I just really think it was more of they were already conditioned to believe that, and so as a result, they're projecting that out there to everybody who does it.
Yeah, that's definitely they were conditioned, like you said. They grew up with families that swore up and down that that's just
Yeah.
blasphemous.
Some
and
priests
whatnot.
become beholden to the power of molesting children. I'm just saying.
Thor farted and I'm right.
That's
here.
that smell. That is that
Jesus
smell. I was like,
Christ.
what is that? I didn't want to call. I didn't want to call anybody out, but I was like, holy shit.
I'm
Let
right
me,
here.
let me get my camera out of
It's
the way so
over
people
here,
can
and
see.
it's
Thor.
really
Yeah,
rancid. He should be banned from Man Cave Studio. Or just gonna do that. Like,
That was offensive.
burning my nose. It's not going away either. It's
We're live, folks.
Yeah.
it's
we're live.
horrible.
Yeah. That's bad.
What do you feel?
What, the fart or the weed?
It shouldn't be wrong. It shouldn't be wrong. I feel like there's a point where logic should kick in, and you just see the stats and the uses for this stuff, and how it differs from drinking and what drinking causes, accidents and all this, and how it's not habit forming. It's just too much to deny.
But let's also say this: they had to be smoking some type of hash back in
Oh, yeah.
biblical times.
Oh yeah,
They had to.
they had drugs.
Yeah, they had drugs.
They had
opioids.
opioids.
Yeah, opioids, marijuana.
They had-
And they
had
had,
wine.
they had to have seen it like no other problem. Like Jesus' boys, his apostles, were probably smoking, right? Mary Magdalene was out there hoeing around. She had an OnlyFans before OnlyFans was a thing.
Oh my god.
All right, she had that. Yeah, she opened that scroll up, baby. Mary Magdalene was right there.
That's where the tithe came in.
But he was cool with them. He loved them all. He befriended them all.
Yeah.
So I think it's the same case in anybody who's smoking pot. So
I mean, let's be honest. I mean, Jesus did turn water into wine, so
Yeah.
he knew how to party.
that's what I said. Yeah, he knew how to turn up. All of a sudden now they start drinking all this wine. They're just like, oh well, we can't do anything else. That was a gateway drug to lead to something else.
Yeah.
Or they were all smoking hash, and he said, "I turned that water into wine, guys." And they were like, "Holy shit,
Let's see it.
let's see
No,
it."
you did. No, you can't.
And like, oh
No,
man,
you
this wine
can't,
tastes
Jesus.
like water. It tastes delicious. I'm thirsty. They're like, oh, that cotton mouth, and that's what. Maybe Jesus was getting high, and he's like, "Look at this, guys." Bing.
You guys want
You
to see a
got
party
quiet
trick?
because you didn't want
Funny
to.
if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, and not like everybody just say, "Oh, it's blasphemy."
What'd you say? I got quiet. 'Cause
You
we're
got quiet
talking about
'cause
religious.
I think maybe you were afraid of blasphemy.
I did think about that.
Are
Yeah,
you
I
re-
always think about
Are
that.
you really religious?
No, but I do believe in God. I mean, I think
So do I. I just
think
think sometimes we
and
go
by
a little
this-
off the rails.
yeah, and this is coming from an altar boy over here.
Yeah.
You know,
Again,
I was never
three
an
altar boys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Three
there's
altar
three of us
boys.
in
Three
this room.
former altar boys.
Yeah.
If you, I mean, it's a joke. If I mean, you got to be able to crack a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't be the almighty and benevolent and not understand the joke when you see it. I don't know. That's just me. Or if you're just really stiff upper lip and you're just not having any of it.
No.
So, yeah, you got real quiet though. I noticed that. You're fearful of God. I get you.
Yeah.
We all are here. It's okay. You'll be all right.
Who's that? Who's that? Family member? Are they like?
I'm not gonna say.
Are
I
they
don't-
like a
no,
God fearing?
Yeah, they're. I mean, they're gung ho, man.
Devout.
I mean, they have a strong faith, and I applaud them for it.
Yeah.
I applaud them for it.
Yeah,
I'm not knocking
yeah.
the faith or nothing.
Right.
I'm just I'm debating the argument. I'm
Right,
debating
yeah,
that
yeah.
part in and of itself.
Yeah.
And so I just don't. I think there are times where they will say, like if you're mad at the argument, you should be mad at, I forget what. There's like some weird argument like if I'm offending you, you're offending God or something like that. Like
you're being blasphemous.
I just no, but like, don't you think it's also blasphemous to anticipate you're projecting what you think is wrong onto others because you're using God as a tool to project your
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
because you don't definitively know that.
Right.
You're just
Because
you're
those
just
are
those are your
their
inner
beliefs.
feelings,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
you're projecting that out
Yeah.
there in the name of God.
Yeah.
That's kind of blasphemous too, is it not? Like, I'd rather just wait till I get
The
upstairs.
church doesn't think so.
Right, but then,
Yeah, look
but
what
then
they
that
did, like the
individual doesn't-
Crusades. They coming into the Americas,
It's all
enslaving
men, right.
everybody.
But that's all men at the end of the day.
Yeah,
At the end of the day, it's all mortal men. They also have to face
my
the same
point
judgment
exactly.
that I have to.
Yeah.
So I would assume that I wouldn't take anybody's word on this planet who isn't divine.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just kind of like, I'll wait and see what happens when I get upstairs. I'll repent for sure.
When I get
That's my-
upstairs,
Well, no, before and after. I know what the deal is. I'm just saying that in particular argument was weak sauce. That's all. And you use Ned Flanders. So yeah. All right, moving on.
what's on the docket, Hans?
We've
That
You spoke up about. And then-
right.
and when it counted for comedy.
Anytime to get it into Carlos, I'm good. Vanilla Gorilla.
Cam Newton, about how women should shut up and stay in the kitchen.
Speaking of toxic femininity,
Yeah, man, he should throw some touchdowns, man. What the fuck?
Yeah, he threw a touchdown with that one.
No.
Cam Newton.
That was a fumble Rooski, more like it.
Yeah.
So what did he say? He stayed in the kitchen. What was the
was the
exact
context
quote?
here?
This is a little bit older of a topic.
So he apparently, while he was on a podcast, he had said that the context of it was that he said something along the lines of like women who like think they're like bad bitches, quote. They think this and that or whatever, but they don't know how to cook, and they don't know how to attend to a man's needs, and they don't know how to be quiet. That's what Cam had said.
So he was coming out in defense of Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did he take the stand?
I'm sorry?
Did he take the stand?
No, well, I mean, he's on the stand now.
Yeah, he's being prosecuted for this in the court of public opinion.
There you go. Well, that's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah, I'm bringing
I
up
mean-
the quote right now.
Again, experiences, man. This guy must have been through some shit, right?
I just think is he from the South?
Yeah, is he like far right?
He's got to have like a Southern type of mentality of
Yeah.
traditionalism, there where he just assumes that all women need to be able to do this, and that in order to support
right.
their man.
So
And it's a bit dated, but he's got.
Or maybe he's just been with women that don't do anything.
right, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Maybe it's past experiences, but like, what do you guys think? Okay.
I think I got a theory that maybe he's a football player for one. He was on top at the top of his game for another for a little while. He never won a Super Bowl, but in that field, you see a bunch of women who are trying to get at you.
Right.
They're trying to be part of your life. They want to be a part of the lifestyle. They want
Right.
your money,
Right.
or whatever
That's what
it is.
he-
Let's not act like it's not out there because it's out there.
That's what he's experienced.
Yeah.
And I think he's referencing those women because they probably think they're hotter than shit, and they probably are really fucking bad.
Right,
but
right.
he's looking past all that, and he realizes they're not out
they
here to
ain't
cater
shit.
to my needs. Maybe his needs aren't. He's not referencing them in a sexual manner, but he's referencing them in a spiritual manner. Could be in an emotional manner.
Homemaking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you can't throw down to cook. Like maybe he's not asking. He's expecting them to cook all the time for them, but like he's kind of looking for mama.
Maybe.
Maybe
Maybe.
he's not looking for that type of woman
Well, no,
anymore.
but
Yeah.
based off that quote,
I got the entire.
yeah.
So he said, I had a perfect example of what a man in my life, what was a man in my life by my father. My parents have been together for 36, 37 years, and it's a beautiful thing. I grew up in a 3-parent household, my mom, my father, and my grandmother, and I knew what a woman was, not a bad bitch. A bad bitch is a person who just, girl, I'm a bad bitch, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I look the part, but I don't act the part. Newton clarified. There's a lot of women who are bad bitches, and I say bad bitches not to degrade women, but just go off the aesthetic of what they deem as a boss chick, he continued. Now, a woman, this is the part where he got in trouble for. A woman, for me, is handling your own, but knowing how to cater to a man's needs, right? And I think a lot of times when you get that aesthetic of I'm a boss bitch, I'm this, I'm that. No, baby, you can't cook. You don't know when to be quiet. You don't know how to allow a man to lead.
Yeah, toxic femininity. That's kind of what I was touching on earlier, man. Yes, right? Maybe. Oh, what's his name? Andrew Schultz say about women in the workforce. He said he goes, y'all picked a hell of a time to speak up for yourselves. He goes back in when the men were doing the hunting and the hard work, having to hunt for, oh yeah, look at you, go ahead and all that. And now, like, as soon as we got air conditioning in office buildings, they're like, we want equality.
Yeah, that was great.
That was good. So, like, it's just, I feel like the traditional kind of relationship, I think it's the way to go to me, right? I don't think a woman should be like just quiet and super submissive. I think they need to be their own person, and there should be a balance, right? But I think it's fucked up, this whole like this women's feminist movement, like, yeah, empowerment and all that. Like, I get it, but then you want to be in a relationship, it should be the man running the household kind of thing, like joint decisions, but there's got to be a head of the table.
Right. Yeah.
It can't be too like set of balls, just going at it, like
Clink,
not physically, and saying.
Do you think, rolling off of what Carlos was saying earlier about the kind of women that these athletes and like celebrities see all the time, like, do you think that is what's making women believe or getting the impression that is the aesthetic of what a boss bitch should be or what a bad bitch should be?
I think it's one thing. I don't think it's all of it.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
a factor.
I think it's a multitude of things that come together, and this one big Frankenstein happens where you're mixing that with what trying to become a boss bitch with all these other different things that create that kind of.
Yeah, there's multiple
Yeah,
factors. Like,
it's just
even the
not
men,
that, yeah.
you can't just blame the men. Are the football players, the celebrities? They're all going for those bad bitches, right?
Yeah, they're part of that problem.
They want to have that aesthetic. They want to be able to have that arm candy and kind of be the one with the finest girl in the in the room. They're creating their own kind of. They're making their own beds. They got to sleep in it.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's to go off what George said though. Yeah, does a man have to rule the house? In some cases, yeah.
Yeah.
But it depends on the personality types. The reality of it is there are some women who run the show. I mean, well,
Right.
most or a lot of women will tell you they run the show.
Latina families, they tend to be a lot like that, right?
Yeah. They run the
Filipino
show.
families.
Yeah,
I grew up
and if
around
you
a lot of
don't,
Filipinos.
and if you don't let them, you're gonna be by default. You're just gonna have a rough time. So
You're in
That's
trouble.
why there has to be a balance.
Yeah.
There has
for
to
sure.
be a balance.
There's
And-
definitely a balance. Like a woman, like no one person, in my opinion, should lead a relationship.
Yeah.
I
It's
think
a dance.
I think at least younger men. I think younger men, they have a tendency to just kind of fall behind in leadership in a relationship, and that's where like a lot of women feel like they're kind of stepping up at this point.
But also, women are a lot smarter than men now. More women are getting degrees. More women are holding positions of power. Right? They're becoming more CEOs. They're holding law degrees. They're becoming doctors. They're out there, and men have fallen back in that role where they're not as many of them are going to school. More and more of them are doing different blue collar jobs or odd jobs or all that. So there's a lot of guys that are turning into beta males in that regard, and so women are starting to kind of rule.
Stay-at-home dad.
Yeah, there's a few. There's more
you
than
hear
a
about
few.
'em.
Yeah,
It's not completely out of the norm anymore.
no.
You hear about it.
Yeah.
You know, maybe
there's
it's
a
still
role
looked down
reversal
upon or
happening.
whatever.
I asked my wife about it.
Mhm.
Being a stay-at-home dad. Just ran the idea. And she just said, go to work, Albert.
See, this is the thing.
Here's your lunch. Go to work.
My wife said the same thing. Like I jokingly brought it up, and she's like, "If you ever fucking think about being a stay-at-home dad,"
This is what I think, man. 'Cause,
And yet
like,
you're still emasculated.
She handed me my lunch and said bye.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and yet you're still
Yeah.
emasculated.
You said once.
so this is oh shit. This is what I don't like. Just kind of stab it in
The
there.
show is falling off the rails.
I'll jam it up there.
No, I gotta unscrew it a little bit.
Yeah, Albert, jam it up there.
Oh, there it is.
Just do it.
You like that,
So-
huh, Carlos?
Do it, Albert.
So
Jam it in.
That's the only
Women-
thing you get to jam up anywhere, huh?
Bend over.
so women are turning into these boss bitches, and it's kind of more of like, oh yeah, I want to be that. But I feel like as boss as you want to be, I don't think a woman respects a man as, I don't know, just like it just feels like generally, right? I mean, obviously there are cases and there are like relationships that just work like that, and it works fine. But like, if a woman doesn't have a man at the house, then how does she feel about it? Like, you know what I'm talking about?
She might be okay. Some women
Yeah,
might be okay with it.
some women are okay with it, and that's what I'm saying. But in general, like the large majority, as boss as a woman might want to be, she'll look down on a dude. Look at Jada.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think
It's like-
I think part of it is just that besides the women who are like utterly independent, like they don't care for a relationship, they don't care for a family, they don't care for anything like that.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of like single moms for that matter, where they just kind of feel like they have the weight of the world on their hands because they have to take care of their own kids along with running a household and providing for that household for that matter. I kind of feel like they kind of feel a little more bitter about things just because they've already been stung at least once before.
Yeah.
So
you get jaded.
Yeah.
To men too.
rolling off of what Carlos had mentioned earlier about like guys becoming like betas, do you think like TikTok thoughts and like influencers and like porn stars or whatever are like just kind of like getting men kind of like in that role where they're getting a little bit more soft?
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
What do you mean? Like,
So like they see a woman, they see these girls all the time, and they're just all these thirst traps you see on Instagram and like the OnlyFans girls and all that whatever, right? And not to knock their profession. Everyone's got their own hustle and everything, but the fact that it's like always in their face all the time. And they think that's what a woman should be. The BBL is the BBL and the big tits is supposed to be what a woman's supposed to be. She's supposed to just cater to a man's needs all the time.
right.
Not quoting Cam, but they're basically the slave to whatever. But like that's why I was wondering. I'm like, do you think it's soft because they think that's what a woman should be and that's what they should always do is just be on their knees at all times or whatever. So.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's people that have that mentality,
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it might be rolling in a little different direction, but
Yeah, that was that. Yeah, kind of. You're veering, and that's cool though, because that makes sense. There are people that kind of like that shit,
Yeah.
and they
Like
think
being
they have that
dominated.
mentality. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, to each their own, you know. But I think the fact here is, I don't know. I feel like
Like, you know what I'm talking about, right, Albert? When you're looking at OnlyFans and porn,
Yeah.
I don't look at that.
you sure?
What was that? What was that? What was that webpage?
I was asking
No,
Albert.
what was
because-
that webpage?
Oh yeah, what was that? What was that one webpage?
I don't know. What was that, George? Reddit? Was that Reddit, George?
Was it YouPorn?
Was that Reddit, George? What are you talking about?
What is it? RedTube,
Red,
YouPorn,
Reddit? The
Pornhub.
Red Table?
He porns.
You're talking about
He
X-
porns, son. You
X
porn.
Hamster, XXNC.
Speaking of hamsters, what's next on the docket?
How about the NBA?
Oh, how the Bulls doing, Carlos?
Let's take a look. Can we call
take
up
a
the
look.
score really quick?
Sure.
They're playing right now. They played against the Bucks the other day too, right?
Yeah, they're in the series with the
Yeah.
Bucks. First round.
It's not looking bueno.
Yeah, it was rough in the first 2 quarters from what I was watching before the show started.
How many games are they in? Like how many games?
This is the 4th game, I think, right?
With the Bucks?
Yeah, they're going up against the Bucks, right?
Yeah.
No, 4. Yeah, this is
This is the
fourth
4th
game.
one right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are 80-65.
The Bulls?
No, Bucks, unfortunately.
Oh, man.
I'm not surprised.
It's yeah.
DeRozan?
DeRozan's been
and then-
DeRozan's is just no. He's putting up 41 points. Woobs put it best. I don't know what Levine is doing. He's getting 21 points, 22 points, great, but it's not enough.
Third quarter, by the way.
Okay, it's not enough to pull him past. We don't have a rim blocker. We're not rebounding enough. Vucevic is a 6'10" power forward that's shooting from the 3-point line,
I hate that play.
and I hate it.
Yeah.
It's not contributing into anything. When you look at the Bucks, you have Bobby Portis, you have
Former Bull.
you have Giannis, who's the greatest basketball player on earth as of right now. You have what's his name, Brook Lopez, also dominating underneath the board and getting rebounds and still being able to shoot the 3. We can't rebound for nothing.
Well, this is a problem. We've been having this issue. We
Oh,
don't have
you're
any
right.
big guys.
Yeah. So I mean, we got Tristan Thompson, and it helped a little bit, but looking at the score right now, it's not looking
enough.
good, and we need to make some. We need a bully. We need a Dennis Rodman of today to come out here and uplift the Bulls in that manner. Caruso's great on the defense. DeRozan can give you 30 a night if he's in a healthy spot, and he's been healthy all year round. He's very, very durable. Levine wants his contract, but his respect money, but he needs to be. He's a little spotty in the back half of the year. I know he's hurt. He's got that leg injury, but he's got to be putting up some better numbers than what he's been putting up in this series, because we're gonna be a first round playoff exit.
Yeah.
That's no excuse.
And
Fuck
then
his leg injury.
I think, and we also, outside of just rim blocking, we need some actual 3-point shooters, like some sharpshooters.
So solid.
Levine could drive to the basket and he can shoot the 3, but he's inconsistent. And I think everybody else beyond that point, DeRozan is a master of the mid range, and that's his game. He'll get you 1 3-pointer every now and then, but we need some sharpshooters that you can kick it out. Levine should be able to drive it in, kick it out, move the ball around, and find that sharpshooter who they don't have currently, and to be able to drain some of these buckets. I guarantee you right now that this score is them shooting a lot of 3s because they can't drive in the lane. They're getting crowded. They're getting blocked. They're not getting the calls, and they end up settling for a 3. And they're probably one of the worst 3-point shooting teams in the league right now, and that's contributing to the overall score. And I, for one, am disgusted with the Bulls' play, and I want to move on to the next topic. It's my 2 cents.
2 cents.
JetBlue's main event with Mike Tyson versus the airplane passenger.
That was my Stephen A. Smith, by the way.
Yeah, that was
That was like as best as I could do it. What are we talking about again?
That guy messing with Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
He had it coming.
Yeah.
You don't poke a bear and then expect not to get bit. All right, no matter how docile the bears become, you keep fucking with them. He had it coming 100.
It's Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Why the fuck? I mean, this guy was drunk, right?
Oh, was he drunk?
He had to have been.
Yeah, he was definitely drunk according to some footage that was being seen. So I guess his friends were recording him as he was messing with Mike over time. They were definitely inebriated at the very least. I don't know if I overheard that like Mike or the dude was offering Mike shrooms. Long story short, he kept
He was asking Mike for shrooms.
Yeah, so he kept messing with Mike, and then what drove Mike to the edge was when he called him and whoever was sitting next to him peasants, and then that's when Mike jumped on his ass.
Wow.
Yeah.
No charges filed?
As far as I know, no. I'll double check.
Because he knew better, you know. And then there was plenty of video, like the dude
footage.
was laughing, and at the end, the guy that was once he was getting his ass beat, the same guy that was recording. He was like, I don't know what happened. He was just asking for an autograph. It was bullshit because the rest of the videos show him fucking pestering him.
Yeah, and then supposedly Mike said earlier he threw a water bottle at him. The
fuck
passenger
that guy.
threw a water bottle at Mike Tyson.
Yeah, he had it coming.
Yeah.
Don't fuck with Mike Tyson.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't. To his also defense, to add on to it, he didn't really box him to knock him out. He's just trying to put him in his fucking place, make him stop, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause
I seen some other footage of somebody trying to get a selfie with Mike, and he gave him like an elbow because he got really close. Like Mike was, I think, looking at a fight, and somebody came over his shoulder with like a camera.
Well,
you know.
yeah, dude. People don't fucking respect boundaries. I hate the
Yeah.
argument of like, oh, well, you gotta, he did it again. Get your dog out of this man cave studio. He's ruining the podcast right now. And he just sits there with his face like he doesn't even
with his
care.
beautiful face.
Yeah.
He's just
like,
got
he
this
does,
look
like-
on his face like I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Like he.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. You're a real Amber Heard right now. A real Amber Heard.
Laying grumpies.
But no, I don't like the notion of anybody who says, "Oh, well, you got to show appreciation to your fans." You know how many fucking people there are and ignorant people there are.
Yeah.
That like if you're somebody big like Mike Tyson, and then people get mad because you don't take a photo with them. It's like, dude, the guy catches it every fucking day, and other celebrities like him, athletes, and then some fucking jerk off's gonna try to like that situation on a plane. You just don't want to interact with people.
Yeah.
You know, it sours you. Like if you catch a gracious fan, you're in the mood and you want to do it, by all means. But I saw Usain Bolt at a Best Buy one time, and I followed him to department to department. I never had the courage to ask him for a photo. He looked gracious enough to take it with you if you would. He looked at me a couple times. I looked down at my phone out of embarrassment, but I don't want to bother those guys, man. Like, leave them alone. Let them do their thing.
And he like 6'6". He's a huge guy. He's a huge guy. Yeah, you don't fuck with these people, man. You gotta respect boundaries, and people don't understand that. They see a celebrity and they think, oh my god, they kind of lose all concept of fucking consideration and fucking,
Privacy.
Yeah. They think it's okay. Like, oh, this person's famous. Let me go fucking bug them. Like, fucking leave it alone, man. They're just people, right?
Right.
Some people don't care though. They just don't care. They're like,
people
fuck
don't
that
care.
guy.
That's
whatever.
the problem.
Like and so if you get your ass beat and you're fucking with Mike Tyson, he had it coming because he seems pretty cool, man. Like,
Yeah.
I'd love to have him on the podcast. If Mike watches this podcast, that'd be great.
So there's speculation that he might get charged, might get a felony charge, Tyson, but it's just speculation. There's nothing set in stone. However, there is news coming out that apparently the guy that got punched apparently has a criminal record, and of course is from Florida.
Oh yeah. All right.
It's fucking Floridians.
Floridians, man.
Just
It's like the modern day.
Did you hear
Babylon.
about like now they passed a law to where Disney can't police their own resorts? And
Yeah,
all
they
that?
had their own
the
like
Florida
little set of
police
laws
force.
and stuff.
Yeah. Now the Florida police have to go out there and handle business.
That happened because of the drawback on you can't say gay on at Disney, right?
Is that the
Correct.
reason why?
Is that the
That's where it's all stemming from because Disney.
How did the two correlate?
So when
Disney had this "don't say gay" policy, right?
no, it was the other way around. Florida is the one who passed the bill that says don't say gay.
And then they came out against it, right?
Correct. Disney
And
came
then
out against it, and
Florida
then
came
all
back
the
at
GOP
them.
started
Yeah.
just dragging Disney through the dirt because of it. And of course, Florida does have a Disney resort over there, so.
Well, it's a whole fucking town. It's a whole city over there.
Yeah.
And now they're like, oh, well, we're gonna take your privileges. What a fucking
Yeah, Florida's something else. I mean, when you're banning math books over
you know,
CRT,
fucking Republicans.
Yeah, they're burning math books. Did you see that one lady? She was being interviewed, and she's like, "Yeah, who's to say if two plus one equals something like that? It's like it doesn't equal 4, some shit like that."
What? Wait,
She
no,
was-
no.
she was-
What?
she was-
What
You gotta hear it. You gotta hear it. It didn't make sense. That's why I'm having a hard time describing it. Because this bitch was like, "Oh, 1 plus 1 doesn't have to equal 2," and she was saying that lends to right. That
These
it-
are the same.
I hope it's I hope that was satire because I did put up a video, just a bunch of satire saying why math is correlated with CRT. Over on TikTok, like saying that, the golden
so now they're
ratio is
burning
related.
textbooks.
Yeah, somehow the golden ratio relates to communism or something like that.
It's a bunch of bullshit, man. These people are fucking out of their minds.
No, yeah, I don't know what the hell is going on in
These
Florida.
are the same people that will argue fucking evolution.
This
Have you ever seen that? Like I have certain relatives that will say that we did not evolve. Like,
that there were no dinosaurs and stuff like that.
yeah. God bless them. I love them, but they will argue that. They will argue that. Oh no, you gotta
that man walked with the dinosaurs.
I don't know, but
like,
I was
like not Neanderthals, like man, you and I.
I think one of the arguments was, well, we still have apes here, and they haven't evolved. It's like, what is a different type of ape, man?
This is what happens when you break away from a traditional household. This is exactly what the fuck is going on because of all this shit.
Yeah, dude.
This is what happens when you break away from a traditional education.
Yes.
Yeah, the critical race thing, that's crazy to me that they're burning textbooks.
Math textbooks?
Yeah, I mean it's gotten out of control, because even there's books that are being banned down in the South over critical race theory.
Yeah,
as well.
You know, all this contributes to the fact that we're gonna be so fucking dumb as a country as a whole.
Yeah, it's
That
getting
our
worse.
power, as we grow older, as a country, we are gonna lose control. Like, that's the problem.
Nobody
with
gets
all
it.
that. Nobody sees that shit. No, we're only concerned about what's going on right now with us, and we don't see how we're pulling away from the larger contributions from a global impact down the road. That when you're gonna be pissed off that jobs are in China or another Asian country, and Russia's got more power than we do, or China has more economic power than we do, you can go back and fucking look at those burned fucking math books that you chose to because of CRT, and you wanted to create an argument for it. We're not gonna, we're gonna be in a world of hurt holistically. Know that you can't even put it on anybody else but ourselves. We're gonna be in such a fucking world of hurt. It's gonna be unreal. I only hope that the whole planet burns before we fucking run there.
Oh my god.
Because
Right.
it's gonna suck.
That what's it called? That glacier. What's it called? A glacier that's melting down in Antarctica. It's about to flood us all.
Yeah.
The Doomsday Glacier or something like that.
And there's a world clock that says if we there's a ticking it's ticking down if we don't do certain things by the time the clock ticks. It's in
Yeah, it's
Times
climate.
Square.
Yeah, Times Square.
You're we're all doomed.
It's like the time we have to make different changes, changes to fix things before
the point of no
there's
return.
there's nothing we could do. And it's not. I mean, what is it less than 100 years? So yeah, it's fucking crazy, man. And this is what happens when you break away from a traditional household. The man should strap on his belt a little bit more often.
Well, can't when fucking bunch of Jadas and Ambers out there.
Bad bitches.
OnlyFans.
Everybody's too busy
It's
trying to show
all-
off their hoo-ha.
They're
too-
hoo-ha, and getting money for it,
Yeah.
so they feel vindicated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's this is the thing to do.
that ugly
This is
bitch-
how we should
Like
act.
that one ugly
This is
client
why I'm a
of yours.
bad bitch.
She had a vagina worth $25,000.
She was not. If you would have seen it, I was shocked when she said, oh, you know, I was like, how'd you? Because I didn't even because when you get the 1099, it doesn't say OnlyFans. It said something else, and I was like, oh, okay. So what'd you do doing this? And she goes, oh, and she looked like hesitant. She said, it was OnlyFans. I was like, what was it? She goes, OnlyFans. I go,
with that same look. What was
"Oh."
that?
And I was like, what was that? And she goes, OnlyFans.
I'm sorry. Could you say that a little louder?
The people in the front didn't hear you. So, yeah.
And people paid you.
Yes, I was shocked, bro. Like, I was shocked because
Oh, well,
it didn't. I mean, I didn't
see
see it. Yeah, there's somebody for everybody.
somebody for everybody. Just goes to show you.
Apparently, back in January, what is it? January 2022. January 20th, 2022. It was 100 seconds to midnight.
What is
It
it?
was what? Hans?
It was 100 seconds to midnight. The Doomsday Clock that Carlos was talking about earlier.
No, I think the Doomsday Clock is one thing. The climate one is something different.
No, he was talking about the Doomsday Clock, wasn't
Oh,
he?
is that the Doomsday Clock?
What's the one in Manhattan that's counting down?
Oh, I don't know.
That's the one with the climate. That one's
That's the
specifically
one I was referring to.
specifically for climate. Yeah, the Doomsday Clock. Yeah, it's less than 100.
Less than 100 seconds to midnight.
Yeah. That's according to bulletin.org.
I think in the 70s was like,
Like a minute and a half.
Yeah.
Yep, we're fucked.
I would say that we're okay here in Chicago.
We're
Yeah.
away from the
We're in the
coastal,
center. We're
right?
kind of more in the mid range. You know, maybe
We're not
wanna,
that far
may
from
wanna
Yosemite,
consider
though.
may want to consider Iowa.
Yosemite's a super volcano. If that thing goes off, we're fucked.
Yeah, California's done at some point. They're gonna fall into the ocean.
They're gonna crack off.
For sure,
Which
all
is
the
a
coastal
myth,
cities are fucked.
Huh?
Yeah.
All the
Coastal
east and west coasts they're all
Yeah,
screwed.
like
We can say goodbye to Florida once and for all.
That's it for all. Houston.
Let the rich people keep going down that way.
I'm gonna make a plea that Disney move up to here to Indiana or
Right?
you know
Do it.
somewhere locally.
I mean, worst case scenario with the rich
You
people.
always have a winter wonderland.
Yeah. Worst case scenario, I mean, with the all these GOP guys and Republican guys who are moving down to Florida for greener pastures for whatever reason, at least they have the opportunity to just get up and leave like Ben Shapiro says if the world floods.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not those meth heads though.
Not those methods. Man. Did you find it?
What, the Doomsday Clock? Oh,
Yeah,
no.
we're waiting on it.
I didn't realize you guys were still having me look for that.
Yeah.
The one you said the one in Manhattan?
Yeah, there's one counting down in
There's
Manhattan.
a clock there. It's ticking
Okay.
away.
Climate clock. The climate clock.
It's days, right? It's like 100 days or some shit.
Counting down to 1.5 degrees Celsius. Second, the global carbon project projects. This is 2020. As of 14 June 2021, the clock counts down towards 31 December 2027.
Wow.
And current global warming to date is about 1.228 degrees Celsius. I think they don't want it to reach 2 degrees or something like that, right? 2 or 3 degrees.
Yeah, because that determines those glaciers breaking off more, and then
all those
water rises.
No, not only that, but the water's gonna heat up and it's gonna kill all the. It's gonna break down the world's ecosystem.
Yeah.
Because the chain of what is
Yeah,
it?
because certain species can't live. In
Yeah,
the water
and then whoever is fed by those species, they're not gonna live, and it's just gonna be a chain effect, like a domino effect. Yeah, we're in it. Our kids, man. I feel bad. I'm nervous about the kids. Climate clock. Here we go.
7 years, 89 days,
7 years.
5.5 hours.
7 years. And you think the powers that be, with all the money they make with all this energy and the way we live right now, you think they're gonna want to change it? No, their greed is gonna get the better. They would have done it a long time ago.
No, because they're too busy thinking about how much money they can make now rather
the
than
greed has
worrying
gotten
about
the
what the
best of 'em.
future rather than what the future will bring to
The
them.
problem is,
Capitalism.
that's the problem.
And
But
geometric
it costs too much money to
extrapolation.
convert everything. It costs a lot of money to convert everything. You have to.
It's
figure-
money that they have though, and this
Right.
is money. It's money that they don't want to spend.
It's money that they have. They can spend it right now if they want to, but they're
the
beholden
ones
to their
that,
shareholders.
They're the ones with the money. They're the ones that should be able to do this, but they don't want to because they'd rather hang on to their money. They don't want to spend their money. They don't want to give it away, which is essentially what they would have to do is give it away.
Yeah.
To set new policies, make these appropriate changes. Forget about any muscle cars and all that. People won't have that no more. Like, that would change everything.
That's crazy, man. We're in some shit.
Yeah, man.
7 years.
7 years. How scary is that?
Yeah. Stay in Chicago.
And then it'll be like, from there, it'll... I imagine, like, you remember Interstellar? How they were living with the crops burning and it's, like, all dry and all that. That's how it
Yeah. Yeah, I could totally see that.
That's how it'll be.
I mean, this might be morbid to think about, but like, considering how like the coasts are pretty much going to be dunzos if things go south, like when the glaciers melt and everything. You know, shootings in Chicago don't sound too bad now.
Yeah, right? Yeah. It kind of.
You know in Interstellar when they put everybody onto that ship that looks like a planet and they're all living there like it's nothing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think
Like the one that's like inverted
You
and all
think
that.
they're working on something like that right now? Probably not, right?
No, we'd have to crack the gravity thing, I guess.
Yeah.
But who's to say we have
If it was available, would you jump on it to go to another planet with your family?
They're taking all the accountants.
Yeah. If we had to, what choices would stay here and die? Like, yeah, you'd want to leave. It's scary. The thought of going into space is scary, but so is like taking a submarine. I feel it's kind of the same. Like you're just leaving.
I think we're more likely to experience Kevin Costner's Waterworld than we are going to experience Matthew McConaughey's Interstellar.
Dry land's a myth.
Yeah, I think that's more of the case. So, all right, you wanna mock me to lead into the next segment?
What's on the docket now, Hans?
I think the last thing we got today is UFOs. Apparently, there's a lot of UFO news.
This is your kind of thing. So.
Yeah. Are you an alien, George?
No,
You talk a lot about UFOs.
maybe.
He was born in the U.S.
Speaking really quick, just have you guys seen the trailer for Nope?
Nope.
Nope.
Yeah.
No, what is that?
Have you, Hans? No. Can you call it up really quick? We'll tie into this. I think this.
What's it called? Nope.
Nope.
What is it about? It's about.
We'll watch the trailer and then you tell me.
Aliens, UFOs. It's right up your alley.
I like that stuff. Nope. Who's in it?
Kiki Palmer.
Matthew McConaughey.
No, Kiki Palmer. I forget the actor's name. The one that was in Get Out. The main guy.
Okay.
And then it's by Jordan Peele.
I love his directing.
Yeah, it's. I was watching it. I saw it when I went to go see. I forgot what movie I went to go see that it popped up, but then I saw it again on YouTube last night. And I played it a couple times, and I want you guys to watch it and tell me what you guys think. I think everybody else will be able to see this trailer as well, right? Yeah. All right. Can we get the volume on this?
People
Start
can
from the
now
beginning.
see in real time how slow my internet is.
I told you. Upgrade the fiber. Is it 4? But it turns out that Nope is actually acronym for not of planet Earth.
Oh.
So when we started talking about aliens, it triggered me to bring that up and show it to you. But I think
That looks fantastic.
we don't know what it is going to be about, but it's definitely something coming from the sky. And if Nope does indeed stand for not of planet Earth, then I'm assuming it's going to be alien related. If you saw the scene where that one guy, he's backing up and you see something coming across, it looks like it has a big head, it's kind of short. I think it might be also an alien.
George Reyna.
Yeah. So yeah, but to come back to what you were saying, what were you going to say about aliens? Like what did you have here?
Oh no, we just threw it in there. There wasn't anything in particular, but
I thought there was like a bunch of like I thought there was like a bunch of sightings or something like that you were talking about.
Yeah, triangle. I mean, there's always sightings, you know, but there was these triangle UFOs that they've got multiple views of and all that. One in China, one in I don't know where else. They've had those. More leaks from the Pentagon and stuff.
Yeah, I heard about those leaks from the Pentagon that like they believe that UFOs are for sure real or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, because they think our generation will be the first to see an alien.
Yeah.
Like within the next.
I heard a
years.
theory that what we
Like
see.
you talking about our generation, or
Yeah,
you talking about
like they say because we're like.
Are you talking about within like the next 100 years we're gonna see an
Yeah,
alien?
they're saying that we're looking for that. We're looking for the next life out there. So they do believe that in our lifetime that we will find something out there. Like it's more like, you know, during our parents, you know, when they were growing up, you know, they only talked about it. No, they're out there looking to see if something else is out there. You know, that's why they believe that we will see the first alien. You know, eventually it's gonna, you know. We are gonna see the first alien.
Yeah, I think so too. It's gonna change everything if that was happening. There's a theory though that like all those unidentified UAPs, what's the UAP say? Unidentified what?
Aerial phenomena.
Aerial phenomena. That those in themselves are the aliens.
Yeah,
That
that they
object
might be
itself.
like some sort of organic
Yeah.
kind of technology.
That it's not. There's
I've
not
thought
an
about
alien
that for years.
operating it, but that is the
That's
alien.
the alien
I
flying
think,
around the
I
earth.
think I
Yeah.
kind of touched on that in one of the earlier episodes, that it's very plausible. I mean, to me, like I had said something about how technology is going towards us eventually. Kind of, I mean, one of the things that we'd be able to achieve down the line is that we can download or upload our consciousness onto computers. What's to say, you know, that there's actually things flying these things? What if it's like just consciousness is downloaded onto the
Yeah.
right? And it's just that's why they're all different shapes and sizes. Nobody's really manning it. It's just something alive already. Like, you know, you never know. Like a transformer.
Children. Oh, this is an old one.
Oh,
Children make contact with ETs outside a playground in school in Zimbabwe.
in Zimbabwe,
Oh yeah, I've seen this one before. Have you heard about that?
No, what is that?
dude, that's awesome. It's crazy.
That is a very, very, and I encourage anybody. Can we call that up, Hans? The Zimbabwe one. I don't know if it's already out or they're still working on this documentary for this, but
It's gonna be out soon.
okay, so it's not out.
No.
This is these children in Zimbabwe in 1994 were all playing for recess.
Recess.
They say that they all witnessed, and this 30 kids?
Yeah.
Maybe more?
More, I think.
Yeah. That this aircraft comes right behind the cornfield and lands. And that the small individuals walk out of the aircraft or just appear out of the aircraft.
Appeared.
Yeah, they don't walk out. They just show up out of it. And am I putting you to sleep?
No.
Oh, okay. They showed up. They had black suits on, right? They
Yeah.
said? And
Shiny black suits.
They were small. That they were super short. I want to say they were shorter than from the way they described them. No
They're under
taller
5
than.
feet.
Yeah, maybe about the size of the camera, if not shorter than that. And they said that they didn't speak. The kids were freaking out. Everybody was because they didn't. They had these big eyes. They looked very abnormal, but humanoid, and they didn't speak to the kids. But all the kids had the same thought in their minds.
So
And
like they were
it was-
communicating with them like telepathically.
Yeah.
What
they
was
were-
the thought?
they were
What was
just-
the thought?
They were putting images in their heads, and they all understood what the aliens were telling them.
And was it about technology killing?
It's about technology.
Or was it about the world ending and climate change? I can't remember.
No, it was about
Because I thought it was
technology.
coming full circle.
There's-
So we just
no,
They were
saying-
explaining to them why math is related to CRT.
yeah, like, why we should burn
Burn the
textbooks.
books. Burn the textbooks.
No, they were saying that the way they projected the images into these kids' minds, they all understood that technology is leading towards our demise. That it's what's going to cause us to collapse as a civilization.
Wow. And when you said they're making a documentary about this.
Yeah. I think it's I think I saw a clip of it. I sent it to you. No, this is it.
This is a video. Let's see what this is.
Correspondent in Harare saying they sighted an unidentified flying object last night, with some eyewitness reports. It almost seemed to be under the clouds, and it came past. I noticed just no noise, and that's when I thought, well, there's something very odd here. It was quite amazing. It was beautiful. They are saying that Jesus is passing through Africa. That's what they are saying.
That was a school where the kids saw him. I'm assuming that's a cornfield back there where they saw him.
Yeah, I think it landed in the cornfield. 64.
And the kids drew the photo, right?
Yeah, all of them kind of drew the same.
This
stuff.
is it.
See, they need to see it walk out. It just appeared.
I'm gonna have nightmares. I'm gonna have nightmares after this. Oh, look at that picture. I don't want to see that. It's scary. Turn it off, Hans.
That's insane.
Not very far. Not very far. About a meter away. A meter away. That close.
A meter away.
I like how they had it equated to feet for Americans.
For you dumb Americans out there.
A meter away.
I believe that the children did see something.
I believe them because normally children don't lie. I've always taught my children seeing is believing. Unfortunately, I didn't see, so.
Wow.
All right, yeah, I think this is like, how long is this clip? I don't want to
It's
keep watching.
like it's like 10 minutes long.
Yeah, we don't
Right.
need to watch the whole thing.
Then they show the kids, right? But they're adults already.
Oh,
and,
okay.
and they stick into their stories. They'll say the same story, what they saw, how they saw it, and now they can elaborate more because they can kind of, they have a better grasp of
one of them was
understanding.
crying or something about it too.
Yeah.
Like,
Imagine, I
Yeah,
mean,
very
I'd be crying too. Shit.
emotional.
Have you guys ever like spotted like a UFO or what you thought was a UFO in your lifetime?
I don't believe so. I mean, I don't know. Did you ever go to Mexico as a child, like as a kid, like a young, like?
Yeah, I've seen some shooting stars, but I think they were just shooting stars out in Mexico.
I mean, how about you, Carlos? You ever been out?
No, I've never seen anything in particular that would cause me. I think
I saw something strange, but not it wasn't like a flying craft. I tell this story. I told you guys this story, but I'll say it. So, but I basically saw. I was at a stoplight, and there was the sun setting behind me, and in this town where I was at, it was not far from here, but it was actually not far from where you're at.
Oh, you mean here? It was
Yeah,
here. It wasn't
here.
in Mexico. Okay.
No.
Uh-huh.
And so the sun was sitting behind me, and there was towers where there aren't any towers, and it was just towers, and I could see the reflection of the sun bouncing off of what was in the shape of these, like the towers. So it was like a skyscraper, and the sun was reflecting off of the glass on the panes on the skyscraper there, in the middle of that where there's it's a residential. It's right here south of us.
Yeah.
Where you're at.
Do you think there was something there that we couldn't see?
Yeah, essentially, like it. I couldn't see any framing of the building. I could see the shape of the building, but not any framing of windows or anything like that around it. No structural kind of framing. It was just reflection of the sun, and it was clear as day, and it was as though you were looking at a fucking skyscraper.
How about?
I want to say maybe it was sun hitting off the lake and casting that projection.
I was way far away from the lake.
Yeah, but I mean, there's got to be something because that doesn't sound like a UFO.
No, but that's what I saw.
I know. I get what you're saying, but my only thing is, if it's not an unidentified flying object, that could be a projection of an image.
Yeah, I wanted to say that too because like I was thinking, and I to this day I fucking hate that I didn't bring out my phone. But when I was I was trying to process. I'm like, it could be this, it could be that. The one thing that I could have thought that it might have been was, something was burning and there was a plume of smoke and it was reflecting off of the plume of smoke, but there was no smoke.
Yeah.
And in fact, I ended up turning onto to the street to go northbound, and as soon as I could get past that first block, to the first break, it would be the next street to see eastbound again. It was gone.
It was gone.
It wasn't there. So it was. I don't know how to explain it, bro. Like there was a freaking tower there.
As a follow up to that, like, how much sinning were you doing at the time?
No sinning.
He was sinning hard.
I was driving with my mom. There was no sinning.
They were both sinning.
They were singing her.
They were hotboxing. They were hot sinning.
No. I was
Sin
sober
boxing.
as could be. Like it was just a regular day.
I've never had anything like happen to me like creepy like that. I mean, I've heard a lot of stories. I've been down to Mexico, and I expected to see something creepy, but I didn't. But I just heard a lot of stories, UFO or just even, just weird stuff happening to a lot of weird people down there.
Yeah.
But yeah, nothing ever.
A lot of ghost stories, right?
Yeah.
Ghost?
Ghost stories.
The weirdest thing I ever saw was when I was living with my parents at the time. And I was in my bedroom and I was laying down. I was looking out the window, and I just saw a light, and it just kind of like went like in a curve, like it was going down, and then it just came back up again. That was like the weirdest thing I ever saw in my life. Don't know if it was a UFO, but
Skinwalker Ranch, I think, is a big
an orb light or
huh?
Like an orb, yeah, like an orb light in the room.
It
There?
No, it wasn't in the room. It was outside because
It could have been
it
from a
kind of
helicopter.
maybe I don't know, but this was at nighttime, and it like dipped like behind the house, and then it just like curved back upwards.
But helicopters, I feel like you would know if it was a helicopter because they tend to move slow.
Yeah, I mean, like
No,
that was
so
too
the
sharp
light-
of a turn for it to like
But
because the
they
way it
do
was
have
like
lights
coming.
in the bottom.
Yeah, because the way it came down like this, and then it just like shot back upwards like that.
Yeah, they don't.
Like
yeah.
that.
But if it's a searchlight from a helicopter, it could easily do the same pattern.
Yeah, but the helicopter would have to be moving in such a way,
right,
and he's in.
Not if they're projecting it down and they're moving the.
And I think
No,
you.
but
I
the
think you would have
whole thing
heard. You would have heard.
no, yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
It wasn't like the light
itself.
was shining one way.
Yeah, it wasn't like a
It was
ray
like
of
the
light.
whole
This
thing
was
went-
this was a light just coming down and going
gotcha,
back up
gotcha.
again. Yeah.
What were you saying about Skinwalker?
No,
Ranch?
I think Skinwalker Ranch is an interesting place too.
Yeah, there's a lot of a lot of things tied to it. The military's been out there.
Yeah, I've seen it to where one guy from the CIA or some department went out there and stayed a night, and he said he came back writing that there are things that are happening here that cannot be explained. Like there's that one house that they'll stay in at Skinwalker Ranch, and everybody always says like the fucking car doesn't start after a while. Something's knocking on the door,
Banging on doors.
Yeah, clawing. You can hear weird noises. They've seen animals being skinned and like being
Or drain the blood.
Drain the blood. Like
And
all
then there's
kinds
no
of weird
blood
shit.
anywhere.
and they don't know if it's and that there's been weird flying. It's like a hotbed for just paranormal and like unexplained activities that you would typically see. So
Interesting.
Yeah,
but this documentary is going to be good.
Yeah,
I mean,
we gotta
yeah,
watch it.
I kind of like. I'm very intrigued. I can't wait for it to come out.
It's happened before. It happened to another school in Australia.
yeah.
Interesting.
So,
Anyway, UFOs are real. We're all gonna die.
no, these motherfuckers.
We're gonna-
might be the
we're
ones
gonna
that
look
end up
up-
saving us in the end.
We're no,
Right?
not even. We're gonna look up, and they're just gonna look back down on us and be like, "Nope."
Nope. There's some nopes down there.
Yeah, yeah, really.
know?
There's some nopes
They're
down
calling
there.
us aliens.
I mean, you hear about these facilities that have like nuclear weapons. You ever hear about? There's those legends, right? I don't know how real they are, but I've heard it multiple times where they'll be like
They got some
nuclear
aliens.
weapons. Yeah, like a silo for nuclear weapons, and they get like shut down or deactivated or whatever. And this happens as there was some sort of sighting, like that day or prior or after or something like that. You never know, man. Maybe they are here to save us. Who knows?
Who knows?
But I do believe in that shit, man. I believe in that shit
Aliens?
because it's kind of ridiculous to think that we're alone in the universe.
Yeah. I think they're
It's
out
a
there.
huge universe, man.
Yeah,
Come
I
on.
think they're out there.
We cannot be the only ones.
The only intelligent life forms out there.
But the hard thing to wrap your mind around is getting to the point where you could have that technology, right? Because there's some Russian physicist that created a scale for different types of civilizations. We're not even at a type 1 civilization. Like it goes in. I think the highest is like type 6. That's where you could harness like energy from stars and all this stuff. But like type 1 civilization.
How does he know that?
Yeah. Like
No. It's just your abilities. It's like what we can do as a civilization. So like a type 1 civilization would be able to, by then, when they become a type 1, is to control weather, control earthquakes and all that tectonic movement, anything having to do with the earth. That type of civilization would be able to kind of manipulate that, but we can't do that yet. So
we're way down there.
Yeah, we're way down there. That's what's hard for.
We're
us
not
to
even a
wrap
type
around.
1. That's like having a human credit score of like 550.
Yeah, we can't get a house yet.
Yeah, we couldn't even fucking buy property with that civilization score.
I mean, we barely just moved past like banging sticks against rocks.
Yeah.
I mean, in the grand scheme of like history, like
Yeah, we're babies. We're babies. I mean, look at the leaps and bounds, in the last 100 years. But even then, man. And then the fact that our technology is affecting our ecosystems and all that, and the climate, we probably won't make it to type 1.
No, that's why I think you see more alien sightings, because they're here to try to help stop that shit, because we need to make it. There's a purpose for that.
Yeah.
So
Maybe they're trying to decide on whether they want to help us into becoming a type 1, or if we don't deserve getting that technology, and we're just like, they're not, once we...
not with Amber Heard taking shits on beds. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
Taking
man.
turds.
This toxic femininity.
Yeah.
taking turns.
But that's
on
all we
turds.
have for you guys here today. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we appreciate you watching us and supporting us. You could be anywhere else in the world, but you chose to be here with us, so thank you again so much for that. You can follow the Unicorn in Human Form on IG, myself, Arkham2442, Woobs SoS on IG,
Woobs_SOS.
and then we got Hans Brotansky on IG as well.
I'm everywhere. I'm on all social media platforms except for OnlyFans, Parlor, and Truth.
Be sure to like, share, subscribe. Promote us, help us promote our brand a little bit. If you don't mind, no big deal if you don't. But thank you so much for being with us today, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Thank you so much.
Actually,
we actually,
Next
yeah.
week.
We're going back. Yeah, we're actually are scheduling, because we're not going to be here for Mother's Day.
correct.
We're going to actually do
back to
next
back.
week. So we'll be here next week. Actually, I forgot about that.
Next week. Yep.
Yeah, good call out. So we'll see you next week on a back-to-back episode. We got to do some work, and yeah, see you next week.
See you next week.
We cut.